Okay then, Helldivers, we are back. We've got loads to go over today as we've just defeated the latest major order with a giant success message leading into the Democracy Space Station upgrade now being completed. We can venture it into the Gloom. We're going to give you guys all of the details on that one, and yet again this morning we have been on another Tuesday without any patch update and without any communication. We're going to take a look into that one and give you guys the info that you need to know. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful like button, subscribe with post notifications turned on, it'd be greatly appreciated. Make sure you check out our incredible sponsor, Instant Gaming, the platform where you can get your video games cheaper for PC and console with the best deals, offers, promotions, and discounts, all running up to 70% off on old and new games alike. It's an absolute no-brainer. The link's down in the description, and we're doing a giveaway for super credits. If you want to get involved with that, it is very, very simple. Head down into the comment section and just put in a purple love heart. It'll enter you into the giveaway. We'll announce that one in just a few days' time. With that being said, let's dive into the game and see what's happening right now in Helldivers 2. So earlier on in the day, we actually managed to liberate Kalia with around 4 hours and 50 minutes remaining on the clock for the major order, at which point we received a new Kalia liberated announcement via your dispatch notices, stating that Kalia has been liberated, the DSS has been warped to the planet, engineers have been upgrading the DSS. Now, obviously, for that time period, it completely went offline, which was quite an intriguing venture, and we didn't realize it was going to be coming back all so soon. We managed to get this success message just a matter of hours later, where we genuinely managed to complete the major order, which a load of Doom posters were a little bit shocked by. I've seen post after post after post saying that there was no way we were going to get this one done, but lo and behold, the Helldivers and all of their might managed to pull through. This success message states right here, in a triumph of territorial integrity, the Helldivers have re-seized the worlds necessary to enable the accelerated DSS augmentations. The atmosphere of Kalia has been successfully permeated with polymer aerosols, coating the Democratic Space Station precisely and evenly. The vessel is now fully capable of traversing the Gloom. Crew-wide spore quarantine protocol has been met with resounding applause by DSS employees and contractors. Laminated disinfection reminders are heeded, respected, and peer-enforced. Finally, a prototype atmospheric autoclave has been installed aboard the DSS. This device is capable of sterilizing 500 kilometers of atmospheric Gloom spore per minute. While this will not result in a significant decrease in Gloom cover on a planet, it will significantly lessen the Terminids' advantage on that planet. Thanks to the Helldivers, the DSS has gained the capability to not just traverse, but actively counteract the Gloom. Now, in the shortcoming, the upgrade to this one is probably not significant for most people, but as we go in and venture through the Gloom, this one could be quite a significant upgrade, helping us actually eradicate the Gloom in a bigger movement. What essentially it will mean is the following. If we take a look at the galactic war table right now, we can see quite clearly that Oceane is currently on a very high resistance of 7.5. Essentially, with the DSS on there, it's likely that it will run that resistance down to a lower percentage, meaning that we have more likelihood of making a liberation of that planet, making it so that we can venture further into the Gloom. It's quite an intriguing way to see it, and with a matter of weeks left before they actually fix the rupture strain, how will it actually operate? We'll have to wait and see. I'm a little bit intrigued, to say the least, because right now the game seems to be in a tremendously bad format. Everyone seems to be kicking off left, right, and center. Reviews are tanking substantially. Videos are going through the roof on performance and stuttering issues inside of the game, with no one actually being able to play it. Numbers are colliding down in a downwards trajectory, although it's not actually tanking to the point where the game is quote-unquote dead. Still managing to survive somehow, with people clawing at their will to live to try and be able to actually play the game. In other news, though, we have got no new major order at this current point in time, so all Helldivers have been diving over on Seychelles Beach, which currently seems to be the latest Helldiver arc story that we've created ourselves. A lot like the Malevelon Creek and so many other planets over the Galactic War table, Seychelles Beach seems to be the latest one, with the Helldivers calling themselves Beachers. It's absolutely hilarious. But head on over to Seychelles Beach and do your part for democracy in liberating such a historically renowned planet. Now, in other news, we've got to talk about patch updates, as I'm sure a lot of you guys were already aware that we have received no patch update today. Now, the part that has really tickled most people in this is the fact that we've had absolutely zero communication coming from the development studio of Arrowhead Game Studios. This is massively intriguing because at this point in time, we're currently in a standing where Arrowhead's Baskinator posted up a post just last week on the 24th with how it is that they are going to move forward with making us aware of things that are changing, so on and so forth. I personally would have wanted a post to state that there's no patch update today. Now, I know a lot of you guys will counter that argument with they did state that an incoming update would be mid-October-ish, but with Sham Jorjani's latest statements saying that the next substantially sized update will be in October, some people were kind of thinking it would be coming today. Me, myself, was kind of under no illusion it was likely that it won't show up today, which doesn't pee me off too much. What does is the lack of communication on time as well. Considering that the Discord was absolutely going off at that point, it seems to be really confusing to me as to why we received no communication at all today, with it generally being the patch update day Tuesday that it is every single week. Anywho, moving forward and less of the negativity, the Meridian black hole has been spoke about over the last 24 hours as to what it actually is and what it will do. For me, personally, I actually don't think it will do anything. I think it's actually just now visible, and we are able to go and take a look at it and pay our respects to those that lost their lives to the Meridian singularity, and for those people on Xbox to actually be able to experience what it actually looks like. As to the overall of it, there's maybe a little bit of a hidden message in the background where something could be happening, but it won't be anytime soon. With the game being an absolute tatters of frequent, it's definitely not something that we expect to see from the game anytime soon. Again, put your tinfoil hats on though, hit the comment section and let me know what you guys are thinking. But while the game still has things like this inside of it, this one is an absolutely shocking one. I can't expect anything to be making any changes into big content loops anytime soon. This right here was a Reddit post that states, excuse me, what the? And you can clearly see that this Helldiver managed to experience probably the biggest stalker infestation that I think I've actually ever seen in my life. It was probably the scariest animation that I think I've ever seen in my life, soon followed up by absolute chaos and carnage. I don't know what's going on here, whether it was a legitimate clip or if this was something that they actually forced via mods and so much more. But if this is legitimately inside of the game and these things are genuinely happening, I can't say that this is something that we need to be looking at new content when we've definitely got a few more things that need to fix inside of the game right now. Let me know your opinions via the comment section below, as you guys have always got the tip-top opinions in the community. This first one right here states, it's not a review bomb if the technical state of the product is in fact unacceptable, which actually is a really good way to look at it. The game right now is in absolute tatters, and even though people are labeling this as a review bomb, I wouldn't actually say that it was the case. I think that people are just spreading the information that probably needs to be put out there, or at least for their comfort in their heads. I have no idea, but yeah, it's a weird one for sure. And this next one states right here, the coolest thing to happen with the wormhole is if we decide to go through so we can attack the Illuminate on their home world. We'd be pulling a Pacific Rim. Now, I can never, ever see that happening. Can I ever see them expanding off of the Galactic War map? Not particularly. If they do, I will be very, very surprised, and I'm open to being proved wrong. But in my personal opinion, I will be very surprised if that ever happens. And this final one stays right here, cough cough, new Illuminate enemies, cough cough, whoa, who said that? Now, actually, Arrowhead does have a tendency of being able to do things like this, where they just put in a little subtle change, such as the Meridian black hole now being able to be accessible again, and then it leads into big story arcs that we see after that. Now, at this point in time, I'm not confident that that's going to be the case, but I've also been proven wrong a lot more in the past, so you never know. A new Illuminate subfaction may eventually make their way through the gates. We'll have to wait and see. Nonetheless, so unfortunately, that's all we've got time for today. I have been so stinking ill today, so I'm so sorry about my voice. It is croaky as hell. I appreciate you if you managed to get this far, and if you did get this far, put a cheeky star in the comment section, just so I know the absolute legends that make it to the end of these videos. Thanks again for watching. Appreciate you, and as always, up until the next time, I'll see you in the clouds.